Okay.
Here we go.
Hello.
All right, guys. Big stuff happened.
Well,
Big
hello.
is happening. What happened last time? Who wants to recap?
Um, it was the day that we actually get to do the thing. Um, we go to Scry on Lisa at the pre-established time of 4 p.m. Um, first we did also see some very big elk.
Very, very good boy.
Yep, we scry on Lisa. She is there beside a valid oak tree. No one around her. We proceed to make ourselves look not the most standoutish. Head over and say goodbye and say hello to Lisa, and she goes, "There's some complications."
Of course, because nothing
She's
is
apparently
absolute.
rented out a nearby blacksmith's area. And proceeds to present us some sheets with our masked faces on it as wanted posters. So that's nice. Um, Apparently the queen has become weaker in the past few days because she has not been taking her medicine. Um,
Right.
Also the wanted posters were posted as we are armed and dangerous and have potential abilities of safe shapeshifting.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, Alsana has left the area, but Alaris is still there. Alsana is given the ingredients of the potion. Um, most are, most seem okay. However, there's a good number of them that are somewhat addictive in nature, in like that oxycontin way. But additionally, there is a number of them that are kind of exclusive to where the Nightingales happen to be basing down right now in the Dragonspine. So there's some built-in, haha, you have to come to us there. As well, it's more of a antibiotic thing where you have to take the full amount. You don't just stop because you feel better. And so the queen missing some doses is probably not doing her too well in the long run. But again, at the same time, it's nothing putting a charm effect on her, but it is very clearly built in such a way to such that the Nightingales are the only ones who can give her that. During these conversations, we also noticed that there's someone else in the door. Turns out it's a knight respected by the queen, Sir Anselm.
Mm-hmm.
We do a quick up and down on him, nothing magical on him at the very least. So if he's lying, he's doing a very good job of it. We also just give a quick perimeter search, nothing else. Apparently the knight knows about Miralaris and his schedule, and that we could, and in a way that could coordinate us a way to have everyone out of the way for us to deal with him. There's either him being out in the courtyard, kind of apparently sulking there in a way, or being in his room later in the evening. We decided to go to the courtyard for the more open space. Lasana proceeds to give a full medical analysis and write up for the queen. Gives that to Lisa to take back to her. We don't have any place for an overnight stay. If we happen to need that, but turns out we didn't. But still, the knight offered his estate to potentially house us for a bit, and also brought us guard uniforms. Lars can change his face, so he just took the look of a noble, and also went with cat form. But we had Kanan called
Changed into the Devon. He changed into a male version of what Aurora looks like.
Right, yes, just the cover story at least.
Yeah, the cover story was novel. Yeah.
Yep. And so that's kind of our cover we're going with. At the very least, there's nothing that there's nothing about the guard uniforms that aren't at least slightly customizable. So everyone did get at least a bit more of their armor in. Alsana is the new mouser for the night, and Lars is an honored guest. We are led through the Shining Citadel to the castle, and kind of left for a bit as things are repaired and everyone is evacuated. Proceed to thank Anselm and walk up to the guards, and they go, "Who are you?" And we give the wondrous answer of, "Oh, you haven't heard, we're on the list." And it works.
Because
This is what
sometimes
happens when
the dice
characters
decide
are
that.
Yep, when characters become capable of rolling well above 20-something persuasion and deception,
You know what? The
something
reason I'm
just
convinced it's worked,
happen.
I'm convinced it worked only because we don't have reality TV in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And moreover, Caldo was able to convince him to why don't you go take it? Why don't you two take a break? You deserve it. We'll cover your shift while you're gone.
At least go use the washroom because, oh boy.
Yep. We proceed to walk in. Go. Halt. Who goes there? Weapons are drawn and goes. Okay, initiative time.
It's time to commit murder.
Turns out
I
Miralaris
crave
is.
violence.
Turns out Miralaris is a shadow sorcerer. With
Yep.
an AC of 19, as noted by Ty.
Honestly, it's useful info. In
Yep.
case he comes back.
Yep. He's dead. The guards are dead. We stuff his court in the bag. Hop through a nearby tree into deep thicket. And as well as make sure to put a death spell in the mouth. Or at least on
Is
this
in the
coming
proc-
session.
You are in the process of doing so as we open up this session.
Mhm.
So, all of you are standing in the early dusk light filtering through the thick canopy of the deep thicket. At the base of a tree, as Alsana pries open the mouth of the body of Miralaris and stuffs several purple bell-shaped flowers inside.
That should do it in case the one they follow has any bright ideas.
Wasn't there this whole thing about they have the way to get past Dusk Bells? Or
Yes, but
I'm
that's
misremembering.
more if my counterpart gets direct hands on it. And even so, that'll be a lot more effort on their end.
In that case, I say that she's our next target. If
We
can
have
get rid of
some-
her, we have the two biggest contenders for controlling the undead army, and most likely reduce their ability to bring everyone back to life.
At the current moment, we're run rather ragged, Kane.
Yeah, but like, still gotta know what we're gonna do for tomorrow.
Galda has a point that she brings up.
Don't know if we can stick their coffee.
Body keep. Technically, there's no air in there, so it would be better. Because it's kind of hard for, I assume, a corpse to decompose without air.
Harder, but
Not impossible,
Probably
but at least
possible.
slower.
I would say it would slow it down a bit.
Bit of a vacuum seal on that.
A little bit, yeah.
Plus, it's already in the bag, so, you know.
Well, not quite in the bag yet. Alsana just finished putting the flowers in the mouth to
Yep.
prevent easy resurrection or revival as undead.
Yep. And
Oh, I thought he was like pulled halfway out.
Alsana would like to do a quick loot and autopsy.
Alright. Go ahead and for the autopsy, make a medicine check, and for the looting, make an investigation.
Alright.
Can I assist with the investigation?
I already have
If you have-
advantage. Or do we have double in this one? I never remember.
I'm pretty sure we've done double before, so yeah, take double.
Well, medicine for ugh.
Still a 17.
And
Still
boy,
a
It's still a 21.
Jesus fucking
I
Christ!
want my 30s.
We used all those on the last session with charisma.
You want to be able to tell his diet from his teeth.
Yes.
Um,
And investigation.
mhm.
22.
22. Okay. Easily enough, as soon as you... Are you just doing this on the ground beneath the tree?
Might find a more private room.
Oh,
Okay. Alright.
I was fully getting into the way away from the city.
It's up to you guys. I'm just wondering if you've got, like, a lot of lighting, or if
No,
you're,
Alsana will
like, on
bring
the
them.
table.
We'll have the party come in and then request a private room.
Oh, you've absolutely got the lantern. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's another question. How are you coming in? With the Mirror slung over the shoulder, or
No,
in
in
the
the
bag?
bag. In the bag.
Okay. Okay. Fun thing in that case.
Okay.
As Kane and probably Calda start to lift the body and tilt and stuff it into the bag, something falls from the robes. Something that had kind of been half drawn but got caught, and now has finally been shaken loose. It tumbles out and thumps onto the ground. In the light of the lantern, you see faintly gleaming the shape of a two-pronged metallic object with a handle between the two prongs.
I'll be damned.
Okay.
Alsana will pick them.
Actually, before we stuff him in the bag, can I give a cursory check just to make sure he doesn't have like a bag of holding or something on him?
I think it's a bit late by now.
Technically, he hasn't been in the bag yet.
Yes, he has. Yeah, we stuffed him in the bag before we came through the portal.
Before you came through.
Oh, okay.
You do a cursory check, but yeah, you kind of realize that if it had been, that would have gone very badly very quickly.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
And the
Stuff him
GM
in
would have
bag,
been
hand
very
bag
mean.
explodes, and we have to keep running. That would have been hilarious.
So yes, you think about it, you do a double check, you don't find any... Actually, he doesn't have much in the way of bags or pouches on him, honestly. He has a few, perhaps inside pockets in the robes. You can kind of feel where there's a bit of a coin purse on, like, the back of it.
We're gonna check it later before
But,
we get too
yeah.
much into it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's just from handling it and trying to get the body into the bag.
Yep.
So, Alsana, you pick up what you, with your basic arcana, would readily recognize as a tuning fork.
I passive 21, yes.
Yes, your
Um,
passive 21.
Yep.
You know instantly what this is, you do not instantly know what it is attuned to.
Yep. All right. We'll make our way into the town.
All right. You are welcomed back by the Chief Warden, who greets you, asks how it went, probably
down.
receives the news gladly.
Yep. And just despite how we look, pretty good.
This is the face of success.
Well, I will send something warm and healing to the room that you have been provided. It is the same one as before.
Could you
Keep
just
yourself ensconced and keep that lantern on.
make sure whoever brings anything knocks first?
I'll make it known. Now,
Have
hurry along.
things to check. Thank you. Yep. And we'll quickly make our way into that room. And close windows and ask someone to lean against the door.
What fucking book is that? Because I need it.
Well, that was some background noise.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, sorry, that was muted.
Nope.
You overhear an interesting conversation between a couple of wardens as you go by, but don't stop to chat.
Yep.
Wow.
Books? What? Hold on. Focus.
Alsana. No, not right now.
You
I'm fiending, man. I'm
After them
fiending.
later, not now.
you drag one of the cots to the center of the room, strip it down, and lay out the body and begin those checks that you had rolled. So, aside from the one tuning fork, you find a second one in the robes as well. Aside from that, there is not very much of interest. The coin purse he carries has just about, someone go ahead and roll me 2d20.
Gladly.
Go for it. One
Alright.
from Calder, one from Kane. Tell you what. Let's do that.
Damn.
Alright. You find about 11 gold. Not just in gold coins, there's some smaller change as well. It seems more spending money than a full hoard, or savings.
I call the
His
funds
actual
bucket,
wallet.
the other pen.
You two can split that.
Aside from that, you come across small, sundry little items that one might carry around in pockets. Maybe a handkerchief, little
Let's
bits
be-
and pieces that are interesting. However, of interest, you find an amulet around his neck and a somewhat. You find the wedding ring on one hand, but you also find a slightly more ornate ring with a somewhat reflective oval surface in place of a gem upon it. You also note that his robes look very interesting and potentially magical.
He's got some magic to him, that's for sure. Even post-mortem.
I mean, yeah.
The ring, the robes, and these two wonderful things. And she turns the forks in her hand. Do either of them look different from each other, or have any indicating markings?
You know what? They probably would be marked for ease of use and
You don't wanna
identification
have the wrong
on
mark.
his part.
Mhm.
They are not markings that are as clear as labels. Say, this one goes to this plane, this one goes to that plane. One of them is marked with a simple circle. The other one is marked with a crescent moon. The crescent moon is the one that toppled out of the robes. The full circle is the one that you found inside them still.
Also, just for fun, gonna try comprehend languages on it.
Alright, it is not a written language. It is merely a picture, and not even in the way of a pictograph.
Okay. Yep, worth a shot. Secondarily, on the
Oh, that reminds me, the autopsy?
yes.
He was actually in good health, aside from being dead now.
No odd markings or anything to the body.
It doesn't seem so. He is a bit paler than Alaris, but it seems more a certain lack of sunlight rather than anything like a sickness, and he was definitely a mortal half-elf, not undead, not anything unusual of that sort.
Okay. Okay.
Anything invisible hidden? Interesting, but no. Yeah.
Is there any weapons on his body?
Actually, no.
Fool.
Does he have a spellcasting focus?
He has those things which I have mentioned. You do not find anything that is obviously a spellcasting focus.
Kane's gonna kind of just look to Elsan and be like, okay. Morbid question, but I figure it's worth asking.
Remember
Is
who you're
there any-
talking to.
Wait till I ask the question. Is there anything we can do to the body, magical or physical, to keep it from being revived?
Also, just slaps the side of the cheek. Right there. Already did it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, removal of important limbs, removal of heart,
Sure.
stab him with a stake.
Shakes her head. Anything that could get to him past the point of recently. The body being in one piece is trivial. I wouldn't need it in one piece. I would simply need a finger off of him. If anything, that would make it more easy to revive him. But the death bell is the best preventative we have. It would not be impossible, obviously, at this point for at least my counterpart to do it, but it's going to be the most effort we can give to her.
So at this point, the only thing that could revive it would have to have the body.
Essentially, there are very powerful magics, but
Well, yes, but that's something we can't resist. So unnecessary for this situation, but I think for a future situation.
I fail to see a future situation being any different.
Well, in case we can't retrieve the body, but we have time to very briefly act upon it. Would there be a way to, like, for example, leave like a vial of poison inside their, basically make them swallow it? And then just
Revival usually deals with most wounds.
Well, no, but the vial, not the poison. So that when they come back to life, they've got a vial of poison in their throat.
Shrugs. If it's me we're talking about, or any approximation of me, that would, again, be negligible. A death spell in the mouth is the best you can do.
Oh, good to know. Well, for now, Cam just gives one quick look around for a sensor. I think that's all we're going to get done productive for today.
If possible, I would wonder to have, if there's any sort of mages in town who could help more closely identify these items, and if that could be done. I'd even be hesitant to give that out. Could we cut it up? No.
Well, if you want to, I think Calda's best bet to go walking around. She's got the lamp, she's got the ability to end the spell. If we're in here, we get spied on, nothing much is happening. Just keep the body in the bag.
Fair enough. Though, perhaps I might go with her.
Yeah, I'd rather as few seen as possible with it, but sure. Less chance that anyone's getting spied on, the better.
Yes, but I've more the understanding of the magics and the like.
Even though I know what identify spells is on it.
I feel like that's pretty strong for Kane with other implications you've made, but not touching that.
He's been around you long enough and has a +1 to Arcana at least. He knows the most basic spell.
That's prestidigitation. So
yeah, but he can't pronounce that.
Regardless,
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna take a power nap just in case something tries to cut her head off tonight. So
it's probably for the
maybe
best.
let me know. Okay, just gonna lean back and basically, if he only gets an hour, he'll take a short rest. If nothing interrupts him, he'll take a long rest.
All right. What is everybody else doing?
Asana will spend her single identify on. Actually, could she make an Arcana check to see if she can gauge any of the rarity of any of the magic items?
Interesting. All right, make one general purpose Arcana check. If anybody has proficiency in Arcana otherwise and wishes to help, they could do so. You can add your guidance. But it is a single check to basically compare and contrast.
Could Alaris help with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as he's proficient and willing.
In Arcana?
You're just you're providing help. So, yeah. All right.
Help appreciated.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
27.
let me see. Yes. So.
Yeah, I'm
let's
proficient.
see.
Okay, good.
While I double check some rarities, because that's a detail that I did not have written down. So, one moment, I'm still flipping through.
As a side note, if you want to simplify this a bit easier, like, what's the more powerful of them?
That's what I'm also trying to figure out.
Okay.
Precisely. They all would require attunement, I'll tell you that much on a 27.
Okay.
All right. The amulet is merely rare, but I want to say on a 27 Arcana, you've heard or read about amulets cut into this particular shape, fashion, in this style. You're pretty sure this is something that would do something to boost health or vitality. So you think you have at least the general function of that one figured out.
Okay.
The other two items are far, far rarer. You can recognize that much just from the arcane sigils engraved on the band of the ring and embroidered at the edges of the robes.
Eyeglass shit.
Yes, very. They're about on par with each other.
Okay. Sorry, the ring and the ropes, you said?
The ring and the robes, yes.
Okay. For the sake of ease of transport, really, Alsana will identify the ropes.
Alright. You sit for a minute, casting the identification spell, and the knowledge fills your mind, like water pouring into a glass, that this is something of a legendary rarity. It is the robe of the Archmagi. It requires attunement by a sorcerer, a warlock, or a wizard. Nobody else has the particular bent or practice of magic required to use these robes to their fullest.
Hmm.
Also, it can only be attuned to by an individual of a certain mindset. The black robes tend to be the most dire of these.
How close is Kane to that border of a mindset?
No.
Okay.
Ariel requested at the beginning of this campaign that you not be.
Oh,
Exactly.
I don't think he is. I said how close.
That's not how that works. There is white, there is gray, there is black. There are very clearly drawn borders. Also, you are not a wizard, warlock, or sorcerer.
Oh, again, it was. I never expected to be able to wear it. Just a
Also,
question.
you are not supposed to be gray either. So,
Yeah, fair.
if you aren't wearing armor, your base armor class with these robes is 15 plus your dexterity modifier. You have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, and your spell to save DC and spell attack bonus each increase by 2. And frankly, it's not in the regular item description of the book, but I did reflavor these as being used as a spell focus due to that small boost to the spell potencies. So in a way, he was actually able to cast free-handed due to wearing these robes, which is why you were not able to find an arcane focus on him.
Okay. Well, this isn't quite something for us, but certainly reflective of his mindset. A side note, what is the exact mindset? You
Evil.
said a particular. Okay, evil. Evil. Yeah.
Evil alignment.
Alright.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
Yep. Just. Side note, would Alsana know in any way like how these are made in a way?
Roll another Arcana check. More focused this time.
Basically, is this a thing that
help.
could be potentially purified? As a wonder. Advantage. 32.
You breach 30. You're pretty sure, in theory at least, if you can find something powerful enough, something strong and pure and good enough, willing to help, there might be a way to change these fundamentally, or at the very least to remake or make anew. something even more powerful than a unicorn. Um, it's possible if you could find maybe a very ancient dragon, maybe, but one that would be focused in arcane. Claddy might have been able to help, but he's on the other side. If you went to anything up to maybe just below a god, would very definitely be able to help you with this. You don't unfortunately know enough about the landscape on this side of the world in that respect to guess exactly where to go, but it does come to your mind that the chief warden
Yep.
was able to cleanse the sword.
That's exactly what I was
Even,
thinking.
even if she can't cleanse these, she might know where to send you or what to tell you so that they could be done.
Laris. We might get a thing for you, buddy. Or maybe we can even change the class requirements. I don't know, but stick these on Calda.
Greedy.
Uh,
Ooh.
Calda
No.
says no.
Calda doesn't want
Maybe.
advantage on saves against magic.
Honestly,
I'll
kinda
say
wanna
that for the sake of this, honestly, with that Arcana check, you're pretty sure you wouldn't be able to change the class requirements. It is still very heavily bound to that kind of magic,
Alright.
but you could probably lift that restriction that binds it to the mindset of an evil being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if we give it to Alaris then has resistance to all but one form of physical damage, and advantage on all magical damage.
Yep. Also, it like turns in her hands and just, Alaris, when you go to sleep tonight, see if you can't give your friend a ring.
Okay.
I don't know
for
if this
the-
is. I would
This
not.
in his wheelhouse.
I don't know if this would be something to directly go to him about, but if I can find an avenue, and I can find something that. If I can find whatever cleanse Kane's blade, I wonder if he'd be willing to offer a hand in that venture. Especially because this would be ripping a magic item, a very powerful magic item, off one of the followers of his, let's say, direct arch nemesis, and gifting it
Let's see what I can do.
under his warlock.
He'll grab grab one end of the robe of the Archmagi and said, "I'll see what I can do."
Just, I tried yelling his name out very loudly when I slept, and it worked. So
Are you trying to inform the warlock how to contact their patron?
Alaris, am I lying when I say that I may have talked to him as many times as you?
You're over exaggerating, but you have talked to him more times than the average person.
His patron descended down from the heavens to inform him specifically how to use a magic ball to shoot stuff.
But we talk from time to time.
Yeah, I think you can figure it out. You talk to sometimes you run into him on your way to pick up lunch.
How about this? I'm more proficient at calling him more on my request.
Just let the warlock do his thing.
I think the
I
warlock
will
can speak
shout
for
into
himself.
the void. I will shout into the void and try and get his attention.
Also walks over and just like gives Alaris a hug.
He'll reciprocate the hug, obviously.
Calda brings up a question. What about the elk? Magic or just big? Calda, if you would like, you could try to roll either an Arcana or a Nature check.
So we give advantage on either. Also guns. If Alsana sees Calda like putting like the fist to the chin, like the thinker pose, brain
Muttering
cell
a bit
bouncing
about
around
red
like
elk.
the DVD screensaver.
You hear the sound of the
Oh,
of the
man.
call to engine.
Look at that, 21. 22. 22. Oh boy. Okay. So, you kind of muse on the matter a bit. And,
Hmm.
Calda, this actually brings to mind a bit of a story. One that's, maybe you heard once or read once, but haven't really thought of much beyond that. And it is a story of how once upon a time an elvish princess ran from a land far away, aided by a celestial elk, a stag of pure white. And you are struck by the similarity in the description of that tale and the elk that you saw in the forest. If it's not the same one, and if it is the same one, then it came from a very old story and has been here a very long time. But if it's not the same one, then it's probably some sort of spirit inheritor of it,
Close relative.
close relative, a living symbol. These sorts of things have power. You wouldn't be surprised if that white elk in particular was magic. If not magic in the same way as in the tale, immortal, powerful, swift, then at the very least a sign of some sort of power. And one very inherent to these woods.
Well, I really think you're onto something. What better to turn these ropes white? I was on a pat pats with a healing word.
I think that might be a concussion, Calda, not a headache. Speaking as someone who also currently has a concussion.
Calda, it's okay. I have like a bunch of low-level spells left.
If she also has all of that healing magic she never used.
Anyways, okay, would you have, would you still want to go have this ring checked out? Would you like me to go with the lamp, or would you want to? We could go together.
I still say we should keep as many people from leaving this place as possible, just to lessen the chance of them scrying on the rest of the town. Even if it's for a brief second. There's trees everywhere. While I'm very here for that idea, I think if it's not set up separately from your body, technically it counts as clothes.
We could
Because
all.
what is a sheet other than a fancy dress?
To be fair, we could also wait till we talk to the warden in the morning, and she could give us a more direct place to go to than rather having someone wandering around a bit.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I'm sitting here no matter what, so.
I still need to check out those forks, and
We need to take a nap. We've just jumped across a country twice in the same day and assassinated a powerful magic user.
also not strokes, but there's more to do.
Yeah, tomorrow. Learn to relax. And Calda, technically no one can tell you what to wish for your birthday. It's entirely up to you. Also, if anyone would be telling anyone what to wish for the birthday, you'd be telling us. Yeah, close enough. So.
Right. Let's rest for the night. See if my brain can slow down enough to actually sleep.
I mean, ever heard of percussive therapy?
Don't touch me.
I can throw stuff instead.
How about now?
Alright. Just if you can't sleep, let me know.
Asana lies down.
Yep. Kane will stand up and put a big sheet over her so she has more darkness.
All right. Alsana, you can feel a pillow fort being built kind of around your head and shoulders. It actually muffles that little bit of gray, thin light that was still leaking through the sheet.
I will accept this.
All right. So, you all go to your rest. Alaris, you had
Yeah.
plans, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
So
attempting to contact your patron and pull him into a dream for once. Give me
yes.
a charisma check.
Charisma check.
Yes.
Okay. Not advantage, obviously. Oh man. 16.
All right. You can feel the thin threads of his attention, but you don't manage to manifest an entire presence. It's less a conversation, more sending a signal.
Yeah.
Not so much leaving a message or having a talk on the phone as a just sending a little text alert. Call
Hey,
was
I have.
attempted.
The
And
pager.
I'm going to try and appeal to his anger by saying that this is a magic item that was in the possession of a very powerful associate of your proven arch nemesis. It is now in my possession. Can you do anything about the whole mindset thing?
Hmm. You wait in your dream, thinking this to yourself as hard as you can. You don't feel a strengthening of the attention, but you do feel a sort of response in the form of emotion. There's. How to describe it? There's almost the feel of him taking a glance and waving a hand, as if to say, no, it's no bother to him. It's nothing that he would have interest in. Destroy it if you must.
Is there any way I can persuade him?
Hmm.
Because that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay,
Is
okay.
trying to get try and get his attention.
Yeah, that was the original charisma check.
Yeah.
I'll say you can roll one more charisma check. The first one got his attention. The second one will be trying to turn his mind. Let's call it.
I
Are you
have...
proficient with persuasion?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll that.
Okay. 20.
All right. You feel him pause as you press just a little bit harder. And then finally, you feel his presence. You don't see him in your dream.
Yeah, I'm basically saying, like, why destroy
Yes.
something that could swing the odds so far in our favor, sort of thing.
Yep. His presence almost envelops you, drifting as if the mist that he is so often cloaked in. And you feel the thought as if it were your own, though the flavor and texture of it is foreign to you. And it is that this is not a thing that would be within his power. He is the inevitability of death and destruction and the end of things. And while that is a form of change, it is not the form of change that you are searching for. Instead, he recommends seeking out something else. There are a very few beings for whom he is less of a looming certainty through their own innate, not powers, but dispositions, constructions. All things end eventually. But for some, eventually is perhaps a little bit less immediate. And you get the sense that there are some scattered throughout the world, beings that may be on par with various things like ancient dragons, but even longer lived and of a different nature. Most of them, as they flit through your mind and are discarded as possibilities, are too far flung, too distant, too difficult to find and entreat. And finally, it settles on one that's actually not terribly far away and in the correct material plane, the one that you're on right now. You get the sense of a tall, sheer-cliffed mountain, surrounded by fog and mist, with golden sunlight pouring down upon its peak. You feel the sensation of pure water and bright, fiery warmth. And for just a moment, you see a flash of golden scales. Not enough for a full creature, but also the sense of pure goodness, and of something of a different plane, though it exists on this one. Your mind drifts a vague general direction. Mountains, north and further to the west. And with that, Xanthus withdraws, and you fall back into dreams and an ordinary slumber. With that, everybody gets a long rest. You awaken at dawn, surrounded by the soft sounds of the wardens and denizens of the deep thicket wood, getting up, beginning their days, moving about.
Immediately, Alsana, as she's getting up, is gonna cast her new Identify on the ring.
Alright. You identify that as a ring of spell turning. While wearing it, you have advantage on saving throws against any spell that targets only you, not in an area of effect. If you roll a 20 for the save and the spell is 7th level or lower, the spell has no effect on you and instead targets the caster using the slot level, spell save DC, attack bonus, and spell casting ability of the caster.
That's a really cool item.
Uh-huh.
I really like that.
It does require attunement, but does not have any locks on what kind of practitioner of magic or otherwise needs to attune to it. So, it is open to anybody with an attunement slot.
Alright.
I think I'm only using one right now. Hold on. One, two. Okay, yeah, I am using 3 right now. So if anyone else has a free one.
I'm full up.
I could easily swap one out, but
Yeah, I could swap something out too and give you guys something.
because one of the things is the owl's soul short bow, which I don't tend to find a ton of use for.
Mhm.
But if anyone has a free slot, please use.
The mimetic stone. I cannot remember it. Does it say attunement on the sheet?
Uh, it doesn't say it on the sheet. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yeah, it's just linked to the weapon, and it's the wielder of the weapon that can use that. So,
Jesus,
all right.
really?
As this conversation goes, Alsana's head like snaps over to Calda. You only have one, and just throws the ring at Calda.
Like an angry divorcee.
All right. If you want the write-up for it, Ring of Spell Turning is in the Roll20 compendium. Just go ahead and type it in, and you'll see all of the information there.
You should just always keep the helmet on of comprehend languages attuned.
It doesn't need attunement.
Yeah.
Oh, is that one not? I thought it did. Hold on.
No, that's the whole reason we can stick it on one person. They cast the spell, and we stick it on someone else.
I thought we were just hand waving it. Oh yeah, no, it's not attunement.
Yep.
Fair enough. I thought we were just being lazy.
Calder could probably get that amulet if everybody else is all right with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume it's a periaptive health, right?
It is not a periaptive health.
Okay. Because technically, once you attune to an item, you get the function of an identify spell.
You
So you
do.
could just attune to it and find out what happens.
Yep. Or we could go check in with the warden and have her direct us to someone who can identify things more. But
Nah, fuck them. This is cooler.
Alright, I believe you have to take an hour to attune to each item. So it might be a bit of a slower morning if Calda is attuning to two things. Just for the sake of roleplay or keeping track of time.
Yep.
Alright.
yeah, you can work on the ring as we get ready for the morning. All right. So I believe we should give the warden a full write-up.
Yeah, I mean, weren't they coming to us, or?
The warden sent some things up to you the previous night while you were checking on things, identifying the robes, and discussing matters.
Ah, okay.
Let's move quickly then to her livings and, like you said, risk the viewing of the outside as little as possible. So everyone's going to briskly walk over to the warden's place.
Okay. So,
Yeah, and Alaris is on the way gonna mention the ping that he got in the direction of where a fairly nearby source of who can do the thing for the rope.
Golden
Where
scales
it's-
on a mountain.
Yes.
Interesting. Could
It's
Alsana
out
roll
of
a
his
check?
yeah, it's like he's like it's out of his jurisdiction, but he does know somebody on this plane that can help us that's fairly nearby.
Well, if it's a personal recommend, that's just as well as anything else. Yeah, could Alsana roll any sort of check to see if she could properly define what that is?
you already rolled that check last night. And you don't know enough about the denizens of this realm to say for certain. You know some things in theory. But the glimpses were too little and a little bit too vague for certain things. Like, you weren't going to be able to say with certainty it's this or it's that, no matter what you roll. I'm just upfront with that one.
Oh.
You're also getting this very secondhand.
Yep, fair enough. Yeah, okay, well, head over to the warden then.
All right. She is awake. She's starting to look a little tired. A little bit of her age is showing through, despite her elven nature. As she is directing a few other wardens and looks over and sees you, gives you a nod. waves you in to that back room where you often speak with her. I'll just be a minute, dears.
Appreciate it.
She's actually a few minutes. You have time to settle in and to wait. Before the curtain pushes back, she walks in with a clack, clack, clack of her cane. The curtain closes behind her, and she hobbles over to the seat that is hers, perches upon it, draws the cane across her lap. You wish to speak to me again?
We had some few, well, I suppose a more in-depth of an update on our outing yesterday.
I do not need to know every detail. You say that you killed one. Is there anything else that would affect the forest?
My counterpart is on the move. No longer know her location.
Though if we can remove her, we have good odds of lessening the power and lessening the ability to maintain an undead army, which I imagine would be a great boon to the forest.
It would.
She's,
However,
she's,
there is already an army on the way.
Yes.
she's likely our next
thinking-
target. Just the worry of them, perhaps. She seems to be the keystone in raising those who should not be raised.
And if not, then I'm pretty sure we just removed the one who was. At the very least, she's the keystone in information gathering.
And to that end, likely our next target is her, and that worry of those dead buried in the deep thicket might be somewhat assuaded.
Well, that is hopeful news.
And another thing was an inquiry of sorts.
Yes.
We collected, Lars, you have it, robes of I believe the proper term is robes of the Magi?
If I may. She holds out a hand.
Lars is the one with them.
And she moves the hand towards Alaris.
I imagine he hands it over.
It's John there.
It need only be placed on the
Yeah,
table
he'll let
to lay a
someone. I
hand
forgot
on
I was
it.
muted. Hi.
Okay.
He hands the thing.
Alright. She examines it for a long time and shakes her head. I am not familiar with the magic it would require to use such a thing. It is outside of the realm of my abilities, for one.
Well, we had let's say, wonder. How exactly did you go about cleansing Kane's sword?
Oh, that? That was simple. I merely bathed it in the waters of the pool of power.
Right.
It's a really cool sentence.
It wouldn't. No, it probably is. How acquainted are you with the keepers and their mission statement?
They keep an eye on such locations of power.
It is one. All right.
So far, they have merely trusted the wardens with this one. They do not interfere with us, and we do not get involved with them, overmuch at least.
I assume you know that that place would very likely be a target for the encroaching forces.
I'm well aware. It is the focus of our defenses.
Then I guess another thing was Calder brought up that white stag.
The guardian of the pool, and
That-
of the forest as a large.
Could you perhaps put us in contact?
Fairly well, though, to be frank, he is one side of the coin and I am another. Anything that you would have as a question that you think he would be able to answer, maybe more simply put to me.
Less a question, more a looking for a source of power, wanting to help us, and having the ability to twist what's has hold of these ropes. Something to bolster ourselves.
Ah, that is more difficult as a prospect. You see, the twisting of these robes is a harder knot than the one that had tangled that sword. Imagine it this way. The sword was merely encased in vines that had grown around and atop each other, but were not rooted in anything. I merely had to find the correct ends and tease them apart, using that locus of power, of course, to aid me. These robes are grown in this way. The roots run deep. I cannot simply wash and unweave them. But if we were to go there, perhaps we could ask and see if there's another who could.
On that note, Lars,
Yes? Alaris? Is there something you would know or wish to say? John, are you muted? John, are you there?
Yep, I keep forgetting I'm muted. I have to go talk to someone.
are you good to right now?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. Um, Warden said perhaps there's someone else who could maybe cleanse these, and Alsana goes, well, about that,
Yeah,
Alaris.
and he's gonna outline the vision he saw in his dream of the sheer mountain cliff with golden scales,
Mm-hmm.
no, somewhere northwest-ish.
From what I know of maps, that would likely be in the Rylets. I could not tell you which peak, but... Well, here's a question. Do we take that lantern of yours, and all proceed to the pool, and look in on this? Or would you prefer that I do this alone and hope that I am not looked in upon?
I think before we make any swift decisions, we should try to look upon people ourselves. See if we can figure out some other course of action that's time sensitive. And then if we don't have any, then we move.
That's fair. I guess another thing to take care of right now, then. Alsana will produce the 2 tuning forks. We also came across these.
Ah,
As well as an amulet.
powerful things.
Would you be able
Not in their own right, but with use.
Would you be able to get a feel of where these connect to? We're also looking to get a amulet more properly identified, but
One moment,
would you perhaps know
as I
someone who
see
could?
if she... No. None of us use the arcane arts here. We're more entwined with nature. Identifying, I could not. The tuning forks, however. She reaches both hands out, grasps them by the handles, and closes her eyes. For a long moment, nothing happens, and then the one in her left hand buzzes very faintly. the one with the simple circle inscribed upon it. She hums, sets that one down carefully on the table, keeps a hand atop it, and continues to concentrate on the other. Nothing happens with that one until finally she opens her eyes and sets it down as well. This one, she pats the one with the crescent moon that didn't buzz, I am unfamiliar with. Though this seems to be a return key. It leads to this very plane.
And this side in particular? Or
Well,
just a home of whoever holds it?
I would say it is the home if home is on the material.
Could this be something that sends us back?
Mm.
Or would
I
that not
suppose
be your jurisdiction?
if anyone were to be able to use it as such, it might be those who do not belong in this plane. This very particular one, at least.
Something to keep in
As my own conjecture, though I could not say for certain. I'm sorry I could not be of greater help with identifying these things.
That's more than okay. You've done so much for us as it is. We can't thank you enough.
I may be able to do yet more on the matter of those robes, but I believe that you said something about wishing to attend other matters first.
Yes. Would you... this room has already been seen, but I know not if you would like to be. Once again.
All right.
Are you sure, Calder? If
If
anyone,
he's wearing it, it can't be the worst thing in the world.
if anyone
Oh.
can, if it's a curse to take hold, I know you can probably deal with it, but
Also, can't you just willingly end spell effects on people?
spell effects, yes, if it's a particular magic of a magical spell.
Also, it's our
It's my
birthday.
birthday.
Oh,
And the chief warden. Oh well, many happy returns.
yes, very much. Have you told us that before?
Yeah, she has. She said it earlier today.
She said a birthday wish. I wasn't sure if
Even
that
Isaac
was.
could've- Nah, come on.
I wasn't sure if that was hyperbolic or not.
Yeah.
Is this Blair? This is Blair.
This is Blair.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
There was an early birthday party, but today is the actual date of Calda's birth.
Were we told the actual date?
It's on the calendar.
Okay, a lot of things are on the calendar, but I know that it was stated before that not everyone knows certain things about
Kane
everyone.
got it out for a while ago.
All right. Very well, if that is your wish as it was. So I swear there was something said about, oh yeah, you see it on the calendar, but so and so didn't tell you when their birthday was.
Yeah. No, we got it earlier.
No, I not even called it. I'm not even meaning specifically called it. Also puts a hand over her chest.
I think you know just as well as I do. She's referring to the other one.
Well, I never.
It's okay. I wished it a couple times too.
Tell us something we don't know, Kane.
See, but at least hers is done with good intentions.
That was Blair.
Yep.
I apologize, but should I be here for this?
I think.
I figure you could use a bit of comedy in your life right now.
A bit.
Also, to be fair, I don't know my first mother, so.
That's a fair point. We should scry on the other one, the other Calda. See if she's celebrating right now.
I wonder if that carries
Maybe
over.
birthday party. Why wouldn't it? So if we could just kick into her birthday party, that'd be pretty funny.
Alsana shrugs and... What's mom's name?
Nashandra.
Nashandra, yes.
Alright, which sheet am I opening here?
Alsana will scry on birthday Calda. Oh, the mirror birthday Calda.
Yeah, okay.
Also, Calda's asking the chief when Nashandra's birthday is.
Undetermined. It is sometime, but it is not right now. Sorry, I don't have birthdays for everybody.
It would be hilarious if it was today, I'm gonna be honest.
Devin is right now determining it. In the meantime, Mirror Calder, wisdom saving throw.
October, that's hilarious. How many days are in October?
31. We're in October, dude.
Remember that the calendar in this world isn't 1-to-1. 1, 2.
Oh, that's right. Is it 30? I think it's 30.
For one thing, there are 13 months in this calendar.
27 will work. It's not gonna be more than that, I don't think.
Whatever, 10/27.
Yeah. Close enough.
So, Frostfall the 27th. About 2 weeks after Alaris' birthday. It has now been noted. Alright, anyhow, I've got a save to make. Let me do that real quick. What is your spell save DC?
I believe it's 1921 with the familiar face.
Yep, okay. Alright then. So, while Calda checks up with the Chief Warden on Nashandra's birthday, you kind of focus out a little bit and look instead upon the mirror that you use as a scry. And you pause for a moment to glance up to just take in Calda's features again, perhaps having removed the mask to converse here, and then glance back down, and you see the mirror clear away. And you see the other Calda in plate mail, with the other Alsana at her side. They are standing in a large room, ringed with tables and chairs in which sit a large number of what looks to be noble men and women. Well dressed, well aired, with servants in attendance behind them, bringing drinks, shuffling others away. It's not a banquet hall. It looks more like a kind of council meeting of some sort, or a jury, or something of that kind. As the center of the room stands fairly open, with only a single podium, which Calda stands before on a small platform. It seems built for those of the smaller races to be able to stand and speak without being below the podium's level. Alsana, the mirror Alsana, stands quietly behind her, simply looking around the room, the line on her forehead inert and closed. Nakalda is in the middle of addressing these people of the court. You tune in and you hear her saying, "Thank you for your time, and hope that you will consider our offering as one in good faith, and looking to repair some of the wrongs that were done in so much of the unfortunate matters that have befallen these areas and these lands." She nods and there's some murmuring around the room. faint and echoey through the scry, as it is not the focus. You hear someone in the room speak up and say, "We will wish to see the contents of this spell and potion written out." Calder nods. Of course, of course. Your counterparts in the Shining Citadel asked the same, and we were happy to oblige. In fact, if you would like to get in touch with them and see how their queen is doing, ask after her, perhaps even get in correspondence with her, we would encourage you to do so. She has been left on the road to recovery and is expected to pull through, so long as she accepts and sees to the unfortunately necessary regime of the potion. It needn't last long. It is merely to clear the blood of that lingering influence. And so you hear somebody else speak up. If what you're saying is true, then what you have done is a remarkable feat. The days of fearing assassins may well be over, provided one can keep a cleric and the requisite gems on staff. You see Calder nod again. That is what we're hoping. We're going to make a better world. It'll be much safer for so many if we're able to solve the problem of the bells. You hear some more murmuring, and the council will reconvene in an hour, and we will make our decision then. Until such a time, we ask that you wait in the antechamber. So he called give a slight bow from the podium. Of course, and we appreciate you hearing us out. We'll await your decision. You see Elsana give a bow as well from behind her and repeat the sentiments.
Could also make a quick perception check to see if you could have caught any, like, name of a town or city from the murmurs that were going on.
I would say no, because there's no reason for them to mention what town or city they are in right now. However, I'll go ahead and give you a perception check to perhaps see if they walk close to a window, see if you maybe pick up on any sort of architecture, clothing style, anything of that sort.
Fair enough.
So let's go with that.
24.
Alright. Okay. 24. As the two leave the chamber, Calda does walk over to a window set in the stone wall. And she puts her arms on the ledge, looks out, gives a deep sigh. See Mirror Elsana come up behind her and pat her on the shoulder. You did well. Mirror Calda nods and pats the hand resting on her shoulder a couple of times. Thanks. It's always a little nerve-wracking getting up and saying such things. Wish it was Alaris doing this. Mirror Elsana says, we both know he's busy in the Shining Citadel. Best to keep an eye on things there. We look out. You see through the window, over Mirror Calda's head, the rooftops of what seems to be the city of Ambarion. And just then, Mirror Elsana says, So, how's it feel to be home? Mirror Calda laughs. Doesn't really feel like home anymore. Home's with Corin. Back in Sanctuary. It's, to be honest, not really felt like home since Rose. Mirror Elsana nods and gives her shoulder a squeeze. We'll get her back, you know. They've no right to have taken her from you. Mirror Calda, I know. I'm trying my best. Mostly for the thought of seeing her again. Oh, since we're not in there anymore, could you... Miraculda taps her forehead.
Alsan immediately stops.
And the scry vanishes just before the line on the forehead opens. It's
They're an
really-
Umbarian. They're entreating the council for the same bullshit they pulled in the Citadel.
Can we go right now?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right.
Is Calder tuned to the necklace already?
Calda is attuned to... I'm gonna say she only had time for the one. I don't think it's been 2 hours.
I thought we did that right in the morning, but okay.
Yeah, but you guys were also headed straight over to the Warden in the morning.
No, it's okay. I was just keeping track.
All of this
Yep,
has
let's
been
go.
right in the morning. Calda is halfway through the necklace at
Yep.
this point.
As Kane straps on his stuff, it's like Alsana priority 1. Keep a teleport spell. We get Alsana. If we get Calder 2, awesome. But Alsana's priority 1.
That is reasonable.
Let's go.
Shall we away?
Let's go. Hope you have a sheet RL, or hope you have a map RL.
I do not.
Yep. So it would now be a good time for that break we're talking about.
Yep. Alright, so nobody needs any time to prepare, nobody wants to linger at any
Nope.
point, you are just going to the
Nope.
tree in Umbarion
Yeah,
that
fuck
you
it.
used
Let's kill them right
before.
now.
Right. Okay. With that, we are absolutely going to take that break.
Yep.
because-
As they're running, Alsana will remind Alaris to drink that potion.
Yep, and he will.
Yep. This is get any potions you want ready right now.
Yep.
This is probably one of the harder fights we've got, I imagine, because there's 2 of them.
Alright.
So yeah,
So
use up
as
whatever
you
you got.
go, as you go tearing out, the warden calls, "Should I ask about the robes?"
Please do.
We'll be back.
Very
sometime.
well. You go tearing out of there. Okay. So, quick break. Potentially not very quick. It's gonna be a minute.
That's okay.
Yeah. What was the potion again? Shit, I.
The ice
Yeah.
potion, ice resistance.
Okay, yeah,
Ty's lovely reminder that Miraculda probably has Revivify if she's a paladin. Who the fuck knows? So keep them separated.
Yep.
Yep. Or at the very least, take the body.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I still have what is it? Watery sphere.
Okay, good. Either
Oh,
we
that's strength
start.
save though.
What's that?
That's strength save though, isn't it?
Good point.
Why don't we water Sphere Alsana's corpse?
That's true too.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Fair enough.
corpse can be strong.
Also, any movement spells to just get the body to Kane, it's one action to put anything into the bag. So
Yeah. Also, if Alsana, if we can, Alsana may have some stuff against death. Is the only thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That I'm
probably.
worried that she may be like down, up, down, up. That fucking bug is still on my wall, Devin. Anyway,
Alaris,
John.
you have. Oh,
I'm
jeez.
listening.
Here. Okay.
Yep. Remember your mask lets you cast Death Ward once per day. Who are you casting on?
We probably need to keep Kalba alive the most because
Thank you.
Yeah.
ideally, yeah.
See, I'm not. thinking
Ideally,
of healing.
Kalda or Alsana.
I'm thinking of reviving because I have Revivify.
Yeah.
Yep, reviving
I don't have
for
Death Ward.
blitz damage. Yeah. Calda is central to everything we do. So.
Yeah. So
And my saving throws.
Yep, that's what I mean. Like.
Kalda.
Oh wait, who am
Our
I
combat
vowing?
So Kalda, Kane.
Who am I
corpses?
vowing?
As we.
Biggest priority is to kill Alsana. If we think we have Alsana handled, we go after Calda.
Yep.
Calda has plate mail, so maybe
That's fine.
get her
We
with
can-
more spells.
Calda
Man.
is second
Hey,
priority.
Conrad, are you glad that Kane's the final boss?
No, not in the slightest, because we have no idea what he's up to.
Exactly.
I feel like
I
he's
hate that
just
so much.
I feel like he's just like a really like an Eldritch Knight. Like I'm getting
I
the
wouldn't be
vibe that he's maybe a spellcaster.
But here's the thing: I also wouldn't be surprised if he was an ultimate mage slayer.
Ultimate Mage
That-
Slayer or
well, that's what I'm
Barbarian.
thinking.
Or-
Eldritch, like an angle build.
Fair, but also I could very much see in the most absurd version of Kane, a blade wizard with like a bunch of anti-magic counter spells, or as a war wizard,
Uh huh.
because both would make a lot of sense. Or hilariously, a bard blades.
That's fair. Did anyone else get like a really bad adrenaline rush when it's like we're there in Umbar and we're like fuck?
It wasn't an adrenaline rush. It was I know what happens next.
I got like a rush of everything that I had to unmute and talk about it.
It's time.
like
It's time.
I should tell you, you know what the exact feeling was?
what?
In a play, your co-actor forgets their line while performing, and you know exactly what to respond with. It was that exact feeling.
We've done that before together.
Yes.
I love that
I
feeling.
probably want to should I precast Shadow of Moyle or
Depends how close we end up. We'll see.
Yeah.
What's the casting time?
That's
One action.
one action.
Yeah, just hold the spell when
Wait.
we're about to walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, are we ending up right next to them? Because we didn't see a tree.
Oh,
we
no.
saw the-
No,
No,
we're
they
going
are
to
inside.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long does
Yeah.
Shadow Moyle last? It's 1 minute, right?
1 minute, yeah.
Yeah. So say
Wait.
when we're closer.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ariel.
Yes.
From Kala's experience of, living in Umbarion,
Mhm.
where's the
It-
building where the
Oh.
council meets? Do I know where it is?
That'd be the castle.
Okay, thank you. Storming the
Oh.
castle, motherfuckers.
Let's go.
How many maps exactly am I going to need here?
That's entirely up to how you think the storming is going to
Depends-
go.
I'd say
Right.
probably a castle corridor, or like not a
Castle
courtyard,
courtyard. Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
maybe
One
courtyard,
in the map.
or like a castle great hall. If we can't lead them into a courtyard, I don't know if the castle has like a nice courtyard or something. Maybe the front. No, not the front castle steps. Gonna be a shit ton of guards there. A lot of indoor maps, I'm guessing, because we can't really lure them out.
Not even indoor. I think most things can be handled outside of needing a map. I think you probably need one intermediary between where we start and where we end up. One place where we end up, and if you want to quickly, have one extra just in case.
Yeah. Are you still attuned to the Owl Soul short bow, Kane?
Yep.
Okay.
But also keep in mind, also Asana has infinite pass without trace. So
Oh yeah, we do. That's what I was looking for
Mhm.
exactly here.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful. I need to look at my sheet and actually talk about this before I actually go into a combat.
yep.
I have
I need to maintain health as long as possible, so I'm just going to go standard shield and sword. No point even
okay.
double-handed in this potion.
Are you using a lantern shield for an extra punch?
Yeah.
Thank you. I have the smoke bomb. I would
Could
have
be.
rather used it to shove it down someone's throat, but anyway.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find time.
I have two. Okay, I have 2 revivify diamonds.
Good.
I'm gonna-
We'll need at least one.
I know. That's why I'm gonna try and keep as much as up as possible. But I'd say, Kane, don't worry. I'm probably gonna heal you on bonus actions.
Keep in mind, I have a lot of ways to keep at low HP but still alive.
How high can Kane jump?
Running?
Yeah. Well, either or.
Running long jump is 10 foot.
Okay, so here's my thing.
Do your boots require that might be a 32-minute slot?
My boots do not.
Okay.
I had checked everything. None of them say attunement.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Kane's been doing the same 3 things since he got the multi-weapon thing.
The first time I attuned to something was when Ariel gave me that amulet halfway through the campaign.
That's hilarious.
I've been attuned to. I actually had to double check everything because I'm like, I swear to God, I have something that's attunement, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
I've been saving it for the right moments, which is when we start getting legendary items. So I can take 2 of them.
Oh, compact instrument. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Also, did everyone see my duck goose spells?
I did. It was very good.
I went, am I gonna write notes or am I gonna make a joke? And I went, I have 2 hands.
That is the correct answer, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because why choose?
Yeah, why choose? Why goose? Okay.
Me too, John.
Me too. Okay. Oh wait, if we get through this fight, I may level up after it, hopefully. I don't know. But my level 15 ability would
so.
be fun with Good.
Oh,
Do
good.
so.
Yeah.
Hopefully we survive this fight.
I have 2 diamonds. I real damn sure hope so. And I have Death Ward on me. So
Yes, but everything about this is ill-advised, so.
everything about this is like thrown. I need to remember slasher. I need to remember. Oh, I forgot about my feet in the last fight. My 1 feet, not the other
Yep.
feet.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be really
Yeah,
fun.
I
Wait,
am
what is
still
this
trying to
doing?
find the goddamn map.
Do you want me to start sending you links of big collections of maps?
Not really.
Okay.
Oh, I can do that. Oh. Do y'all just want like aid just for an extra 5 HP each? I have a scroll of it. I have a scroll of it. I'll do that too.
It is really nice.
Yeah. How long does that last?
I have the app for it. Let me check.
Oh, I just googled it.
Uh,
Concentration, then never mind. 8 hours. Oh my god.
yeah, it's pretty good.
You're getting that.
Yep, oh, it's not actually concentration though. Oh,
It's not. It's not conk. No conk. Maybe a little bit of Vepis.
I'm gonna run the washroom real quick.
That's very fair.
That's what we called this break for, and also so I could find maps.
Yep.
So if anybody else needs to go, do it. Because I've got the feeling you guys are getting into combat pretty soon.
Unfortunately, I
You
decided I decided to right when the Scry started, just because I figured the first little bit wouldn't be super important. So I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I have been writing notes the entire time. I'm gonna grab water and
Yep.
actually go to the washroom because whatever. I'll be right back.
Do all that stuff.
I'm doing pretty good. Feeling good about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Because like 95% of the time, we're very slow and methodical with the way we do things.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, there's just a really good opportunity.
I have been prepared for so many things for so long that you guys are not even getting to.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you're doing everything else instead.
We're speedrunning it. Not even intentionally. We're
Little bit.
somehow
Quite.
taking our exact time. We're doing a speed run of 100% run.
Mm-hmm.
Where we do all the side tasks, but it's still done very quickly.
Where the heck is this? I need a particular sort of room and I'm not finding it. I do not need a castle room in ruins. Stop giving me those. There are so many ruins. And that is not what we're walking
Do you want
into.
me- Do you want me to help you search for a map or no?
Might have to make do
Hello.
with something else.
No.
Alright.
As another
We're-
thing,
You're gonna have to make do with a map that the lighting is not gonna make any sense on, because that's the only thing I can find.
Are-
It is not
Cool, go for
nighttime
it.
with
That is the least of
torchlight.
our concerns.
Ariel, can I also
Yeah.
offer,
Yes.
like, we could end the session an hour early.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
also true.
possible. It'd be the same amount of time we've spent as if we started the session a bit late and then ended at 11 like usual.
We did start a bit late, honestly.
Yeah, like 10 minutes though.
Yeah.
No, but also like
Um,
ending a session early.
Honestly, I'm not going to find anything better, and I'd rather not end on this much break and dead air. So, let's actually see if we can get you guys into the castle.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're going to do a lot of the session for the actual fight itself.
So,
Yeah.
So does everyone have those same disguises they were wearing last time?
good question. Do
I
you?
think
Um,
so.
I don't see the reason
I
why
could get like my cloak and shit that I was
I can
wearing.
be a cat.
Yeah, we didn't take the time to change before we fled the area, so
How the fuck are we getting
Not
into
really.
the fucking castle though?
Yep. As
Yeah,
you
secondary
open up the
concern.
tree, pile through onto a street in Umbarion, wearing your masks and ordinary armor and attire, I believe.
Yep.
Because you did move very quickly.
Just for reference before I mute again.
Yeah.
Those posters that were wanted posters for us, that was just for the Shining Citadel, right?
as far as we know.
that we were able to get a gauge on.
Did it
As far
have
as
a
you know.
specific- Did it have a specific city labeled on it by chance?
No.
Okay. We're definitely wanted here. Cool.
Oh, entirely. Fuck yeah. Unless they were going to do that after they made this speech, which
Which would be hilarious.
would be really funny.
Well, think about how quick can that kind of news travel?
Well, let's get wanted
Well,
instead in this
castle.
city. What if we get wanted in this city for bum rushing the castle instead of?
Oh, we're going to be.
Oh, yeah, that's happening. Yeah, I say
Yeah.
as soon as we land, Kane brings up the first pass that trace just in case. Actually,
Ah, some
It's
of
like
my
a-
music isn't working.
no.
Lovely.
I don't know what's going though. So yeah, I'll sign and take the first pass of that trace. If you need me to take it so you have concentration, just let me know.
Okay.
Cool.
Kane, unfortunately, I had labeled as in his plate mail and lantern shield again, so he's not inconspicuous right now.
Actually,
Can you at
also,
least put the guard helmet on rather than the mask?
Yeah, probably.
would also call to know at least the layout of the castle. I don't know if she's burned. I don't
Mm,
know. All right, this is up to
no.
you. Okay,
You
thank
would-
you.
You know the layout of certain areas of town, you do not know the entire city, and you don't know the castle.
Thank you
We
very
should know how to
much.
get to the castle.
Yeah, I would know how to get to the castle.
Okay.
You know how to get there, yeah.
Don't know how to get in.
No, I mean,
I have a
there's the
question.
front door.
Did Dren wear a helmet?
What?
Did Dren wear a helmet?
No?
Okay.
We
I was
have
gonna-
helmets.
I know. I have also Dren, so
Yeah. Oh, what was I talking about your jump thing? Oh, because if Alsana's going far away, I can jump literally 40 feet if I need to, and she's on like a thing. I can be like boing
that's hilarious.
and fuck her up. That's my movement.
That's hilarious.
It really is.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess we start walking to the castle. Kane wears the helmet rather than his mask. But otherwise, yeah. We move.
Okay.
Oh, does the helmet fit over the mask?
Probably not.
Okay, then yeah, Kane will stick to the helmet. And yeah. The music is so perfect. Yeah, so I think as long as everyone's back, I'd say we just go.
I'm here.
Okay. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think John ever left, so
Okay. So, you guys pile out of the tree into the street, causing a
Asana.
little bit of havoc and drawing some attention. But nobody seems to be leaping for you. In fact, many are kind of moving out of the way.
Asana will walk behind a tree and then wild shape into a. Let's do a crow on Gala's shoulder. Owl. Let's be like a Mori.
All right, Mori. You've got a Mori on one shoulder and an Alsana Mori on the other. Alsana, Mori kind of peers around Calda's head, does the little thing where it ducks his head down, looks at you from underneath her chin, and gives you the stink eye.
Asana hoots back. Just for a little bit. Don't worry. I'm not mocking you.
There is a hoot that sounds almost like a growl. And then he very deliberately shuffles around on Calda's other shoulder and plunks down with his back to you.
I grab Laris as presumably he turns back into the form he did last time, and kind of push him to the front and basically shove Calda in front of him and just go, or next to him and just, well, we have business. Let's make haste.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, between Calda and Alaris, who has the higher, persuasion deception?
I think it's the
Plus
same.
10 to persuasion and deception for me.
I think Calda also has plus 10.
Yeah, we probably both have max charisma.
I think Calda is. Yeah. As a note, I actually have higher intimidation if we need it. Yeah, I've got plus 11 to intimidation. I have expertise because of the feat.
Oh, so.
So yeah, we got that covered. So
Oh, okay.
let's go.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
have Alaris layer away in then.
I'm kind of just leaning into Alaris's ear, just like, okay, we're here for urgent business concerning the meeting. That just thinged, but use whatever lies you have to. You're the con man. So.
As an out of character suggestion, because I'm an owl right now, we could perhaps say that we have news from Citadel, from the Queen about this offering, and we're here to put an end to it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's even better.
All right. So, Calda is leading the way through the city. You're weaving and ducking your way through not crowds and throngs of people, but the ordinary foot traffic of a city, which doesn't seem any denser than it would on any other day, but due to you being in the rush, it almost has the same effect. You're pushing against a great number of people, having to dodge out of the way of carts, of merchants, of just people out and about on their daily errands and jobs. Um, and every moment that you have to spend pausing at a street edge for something to pass by, that you have to backtrack a step to avoid being run over, feels like a moment too long due to the rush that you are in. But eventually, after several long minutes of traversing a city, honestly, probably closer to half an hour on foot,
I was gonna say.
dealing with
I'd rather-
just crowds of people and traffic and so on, even going quickly, you would not be able to finish your attunement because you are not resting. You can only do that as a short rest.
Real quick, just as like to
Also,
that
when you stopped the attunement, stopped the rest, it reset to 0 basically. So you're going to have to do an entire hour.
real fast. Could Kane have used his passive intimidation of 21 to have like tried to at least clear some sort of people from like bothering us?
It works on some, but some people are so focused on their business they actually don't pay that much attention to you or don't seem to realize you're there. So it's not perfect, but it clears up some ground. Calder definitely assists. You elbow a few knees and they buckle and people move out of the way, swearing. It still takes you some time to get up to the castle. By the time you get up there, you're pretty sure that the the time allotted, that hour, has not passed, but it might be getting close.
All right, so Alaris, we need to meet the Nightingales because we have news from Mr. Storm, whatever his name is. I can't remember his last name right now.
Yeah.
Or news about Storm Face.
What?
But yeah.
What?
Whatever Alaris' last name is. I can't think what his last name is.
No, we're just whatever.
Thunderfist.
What,
Storm from?
remember
Alaris,
his name.
Kane just insulted you to your face.
Storm Face, Tundra Fist, close enough.
Not
That was it, Kane. That was
Kane.
Conrad.
Kane. What are you doing?
Alsanov conveys to Mori, which conveys to Calda. We should probably just keep it to. We have news from Citadel about their anti-Dustfell deal, and it needs to be brought to the council's attention right away.
Yes.
Calda, Mori conveys this news to you as the imposter says. Ba 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 ba. But I thought that you should know.
More would be nice.
There's a on the shoulder. As you approach this castle, you see the edifice rising high above you. It doesn't soar in the way the Shining Citadels does. It's more solid and blocky in its construction, but it is built as very obviously a fortress. There is really only a single access point at the front of the castle, and it is a long bridge over a channel cut from the Merrimore, into a sort of moat. The bridge and the bridge is high, the channel is deep, it is a long drop. And populating this bridge, you see clusters of soldiers. Some
that's
are
real quick.
obviously on guard. Oh, Death Ward and Aid both cast. The rest of the party when they have a moment alone. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can do both. You've got the time. Yep. Make sure that you note. Yep, everybody takes aid. Call
Aid-
ahead. Death Ward.
Yeah, real fast. 8 is 2 people. Is it on everyone but Calda? Okay.
So Calda has Death Ward. Everybody else has aid. Take note of any effects and make sure to remember them.
Yep.
All right. As the scroll is used up, fizzling away in your hands as you successfully cast the spell.
Yeah, so I assume we could reach the front gate then.
Not quite. You reach the foot of the bridge, and one of the soldiers on guard raises a hand. Halt! Official business and dignitaries only. State your purpose and let me see your passes.
Kind of kick Alaris in the back of the leg. John, if you're talking, you are muted. Oh, yeah,
Also,
maybe.
any suspicious personages are not to be allowed. What's with those things on your faces?
I think the only wearing a mask right now is called.
Okay. Yeah, because Alsana's an owl. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a
Alaris's
deception check
disguise.
real quick, just
Yeah.
on the side.
I
Yep.
will help with that.
Okay, roll a deception at advantage. 19.
Yeah. And
He kind of gives you an odd look, and never heard of a sickness healed through a mask, but
Well, just
papers,
to prevent
if you
spread.
have them, invitations. What is your business here? Who keeps you from getting sick?
yep, Alaris, go ahead.
Yep. Well, what was the story we were going with again?
We're here with urgent word from
Citadel.
from the Shining Citadel on the current discussion the council is having, and we need to get there right now. No time for paperwork.
That. Alaris says that.
Kane is going to do his best to look nervous and basically like try to make the guards nervous and like not as willing to question.
Yeah.
As way of help.
All right. Okay. Call the cops.
Lovely.
Elaris, you get to roll a deception check. I will allow one help from both of the others.
Cool.
As Kane is mostly trying. Kane doesn't have the
Just
proficiency,
with
I
body
think.
language, that sort of thing.
Yeah, just body language.
Yeah.
Um,
So, deception advantage.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Well-
I love when the dice support us.
Very well. I am aware that the council is in session for such matters, so
It's urgent.
you
we
may
have to go.
pass.
Just
You know the
excuse me,
way. You
people
know the way if you're a
yes.
courier, up the stairs to the left, and the fact that you got past me should be enough. Carry on.
Nope. And we just start booking it.
All right. Of note, as you approach on the expanse of the bridge, at the far end of it, you actually see a small squad of other soldiers, just kind of lounging around, waiting. Some are on guard, some are not paying that much attention, it seems. But one of them glances up and sees you guys kind of speed walking across the bridge. With Calda in the lead, shorter than either of you visible, but with strides fast enough to keep track.
of a side note, the two,
Yes?
Calda and Kane, are still wearing their armor from Citadel, right?
I don't believe. I thought
Because it wasn't the armor, Kane had the stuff
Yeah.
over the armor. Keep in mind.
you said that you changed back to your plate mail and lantern shield.
Yes, but you also said that and some
Okay.
so that wear the armor underneath basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we currently hold the markings of Citadel, if that adds any cooperation to our story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, also
And
called
Calder
it
has a helmet,
so.
but also has the mask on. So.
Yep.
So you are hurrying across the bridge. You are sick, yes. And you see one of the guards over there glance at you, look away, glance again, and then suddenly
look away.
just backhand whack 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 the shoulder of the guard next to him, and points at you guys. The other guard straightens up. Oh, it's one of them!
Oh, shit.
As you realize that these are some of the Nightingale foot soldiers.
Yeah, I was really hoping Kane glaring at them could convince him enough that it's it's good. Fine.
As you guys see a small, hapless group up the bridge.
Ah, it's one of these. Okay.
How far are we?
You're at the end of this bridge. Put yourself in like the bottom 2 rows.
Bottom two
of the
rows,
map.
Perfect.
All right.
I was taking rear of those two.
Yep. Keep in mind, Alsana, you are currently a small owl,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you guys get to go ahead and roll some initiative.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Oh,
Well,
actually,
we craved violence, and oh boy, are we getting a good filling this week.
Yeah.
All right.
I go
Sending.
first, I believe.
All right.
Arcer.
Move you up. And between Calda and the soldiers go first.
All right. So we're just getting into it then.
Yeah. Just,
Apparently, as the soldiers immediately start forming ranks and crying out in alarm as they see you approaching. Elaris, what would you like to do?
Alaris has that whole goddamn it, and before and like as they're like getting ready, he like readies the crossbow, obviously.
for once,
And,
ask for your
he-
initiative.
fuck off. Ashley.
Yeah, shut up.
Love you, John.
All right, you ready the crossbow?
Yep. And I'm just gonna take a couple pot shots at him from here.
Okay.
As Calda and Kane will inevitably rush the field and steamroll them. So I'm just gonna get my licks in now.
You're doing the walk and shoot Terminator style.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I'm at here.
2 shots.
Go ahead. 16 does just hit. And another 16 points of damage on that. There we go. So 25 hits as well. Okay. All right, you raise the crossbow up from your side and 2 bolts whiz out and sink into members of this small mob.
Do a couple of them drop or
Not for the purposes of the ability you're asking about.
yes.
Flavor-wise, yes, but for the purposes of the ability, that's
This
on
is one
certain
entity.
points. Yeah, that's on certain points with the way I've built this.
I thought
So-
I thought we made a statement about that before about perhaps.
Yes, it is at certain points, but flavor-wise, groups fall.
Okay, we're not killing in this scenario.
If we can avoid it.
Okay, so he's gonna aim for mainly
Thighs.
kneecaps
shoulder.
and
Oh, God.
Shoulders.
ankles, shoulders. Yeah,
Maybe a wrist if you can catch it.
yeah.
Right. And Dolaris, you gonna move? Or is that it?
He's gonna walk and move. So he's gonna just sort of position himself here and
Okay,
go into a
Alsana.
rifleman's position.
Alsana.
Alsana, Owlsana.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I would like to take the dash action.
Mhm.
Get up there.
Okay.
Nice.
An owl suddenly from
Elves have
Calder's
60
shoulder.
feet.
Okay. Anything
What am I looking at up here exactly?
I'm going to say that is basically kind of a rooftop courtyard of sorts. Probably the sort of thing where you would like haul up barrels of boiling oil and other unpleasant materials if anything Benny got as far as the gates. There may be a small doorway leading inside and down the tower.
Are those windows I see?
They may be. Frankly, I just grabbed this map and ran with it.
That's fine. Just wondering.
I'm going to say for the purposes of accessing this rooftop, there is a door over here.
Okay. Yeah, Alsan will just squat down behind there and take cover.
Okay. Kane.
And
sorry.
and swap to her standard form.
All right. Does that take a bonus action to do?
Bonus action, yes.
All right. So, Kane, your turn.
Yep, Kane is going to step 10, 15, 20, 10, 15, 20, 30. There we go, it's right there. He's going to raise the rod. And with all the strength of his lungs that I assume are relatively sizable, he shouts to them, "You fools! If you recognize me, you wouldn't be in the way." And he's going to attempt. Let me just make sure I've got the right range. Yep, because I'm not close enough. Okay, I'm going to throw 2 javelins rather than raise my rod, because miscounted. Actually 3 javelins, because why not? And yeah, it's going to use a javelin of lightning, because that's the only javelin I have on my sheet for some reason. Just ignore lightning damage.
Okay.
And he's just basically trying to pick at the ones that are standing central to the formation.
All right, ordinary javelins. Just to make sure, the javelin of lightning doesn't have a bonus on there in particular, right? It's just proficiency and strength. Okay, good, good. So 7 piercing on the first one. The second one misses. The third one has 9 piercing.
Yep, and he's just basically shouting that he's one of the nightingales, basically.
Okay. This would be one of those points at which somebody would have fallen and died for those abilities that trigger upon killing an NPC, a humanoid.
We said
As-
non-lethal, right?
Yep, just letting you know. So, Kane, you were able to non-lethal if you would wish, and spear through some knees and shins.
He might actually aim more for stomachs than knees, I'm gonna be honest. Just
All
center
right.
of mass, not chest.
Somebody is probably taking a lethal blow,
Eventually. Yeah,
barring
just
magic.
immediate.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, is that it for your turn?
Yep. That'll be all.
Okay. With that, these guys are going to move forward and start to strike at Kane. Some of them shouting, "Get help! Get help! The imposters are here!" And unfortunately for them, they only have 1 attack left, like, among them. So, a whole bunch of spears strike out towards you, Kane.
Yep.
25 to hit.
That will hit half down to 11.
Okay. As you take a fair number of them in cracks in your armor, but you're able to shrug a great deal of it off and withstand it.
For flavor, he slaps like the hafts of all of them once they all pierce into him. And just like snaps like a couple.
All right, Calda, it's your turn.
There we go.
Get 'em.
Bleedingest.
Okay. I'll say you can break a few bones. Hit, and hit.
Total of
It's 12. Yep. Got it. All right, the blasts tear through the ranks, not doing a significant chunk of damage, that as much as you're used to, but still, you see a couple of people fall back with sword arms broken and dangling slightly as they clutch them close, effectively taken out of the fight. Anything else on your turn?
Yep.
All right. At the top of the round, you hear behind you a familiar voice. "What the bloody hell's going on here?
Oh, is it called?
Jerry, sound the alarm!" And you hear from behind you a of a horn
Oh, we're
blasting
going.
out over the walls.
I feel like all of you can like see steam rising off of Kane. I'm like, yes.
Whoops, I
Yeah.
skipped too far. Elaris, it's your turn now. Elaris?
Yeah.
John, your turn.
Yeah, and he's actually going to pivot back a little bit, just go here, and he's gonna take 2 more shots.
Okay, go for him.
More non-lethals, obviously.
Oh dear
Jesus,
God.
dude.
Yeah,
14
those.
and 21, so 35.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that 29. It seems a little low compared to a 30. You hit.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll hit.
Now you know how I
but,
feel.
We all know what low rolls feel.
As you
Shut up,
see, some of
Brandon.
these guys are barely hanging on. Many of them have kind of tottered over and are leaning against the ramparts, breathing hard or clutching wounds. Anything else?
Oh,
All
yes, I
right.
assume that's it.
Alsana.
Is Alsana with their passive see anything going on up here, like through the windows or anything?
Not as of yet, but you can hear commotion below you.
Okay.
People are approaching the gate from the other side.
I'm guessing the GM.
Yes?
Would it be a nightmare if Alsana jumped into the window and went to the castle?
It would split the party, and I don't have a map for it.
Okay. That case,
But
Alsana.
I'm willing to kind of come up with stuff if you have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You can at least open the door, see what's there.
Yeah. Alsana will, if she can, like very carefully creak open the door and give a look in.
Okay. You don't actually see anything from here. It is a tight spiral staircase heading down. And nobody is currently on it. You don't... From the sounds echoing up, it doesn't sound like anybody's coming up it just yet.
Okay.
You don't see anybody, you don't see any shadows of anybody. Most of the commotion seems to be downwards.
All right. Hmm. Do you guys have an opinion of what I do right now?
Just throw a cantrip doorway, make it easier. Potentially save us a turn.
Well, I'm wondering if me, I'm wondering if me being quiet up here could offer an opportunity.
If you, ideally, you help me such that we don't need to get to Calder's turn, so we can skip their turn. Hopefully, that's my biggest thing. Do what you want,
Okay.
but
You know what? That's fair. Yeah. For the record, she's also just like hopping on her broom just for the sake of being ready to move with it.
Okay.
She's going to go ahead and huck an ice knife at the back of these weenies.
All
Actually,
right.
would
Sounds
ice knife
advantage.
be any more effective with them being a crowd?
The crowd has dispersed a lot. However, I did change one thing. Actually, it's not changed size, so it's still huge or larger. So yes, there would be disadvantage on dexterity saves.
All right. In that case, yep, she's gonna just
would
throw
it be
in.
advantage to hit because technically it's a surprise attack.
No,
I'm not
I'm
stealth.
gonna say no on that one.
All right. Well, still, could throw a nice knife.
Okay.
Just first
It
level.
is a very nice knife.
Frankly, you don't need the advantage or the anything like that because the 5 cold damage of the explosion would have been enough if they'd taken it. But the 7 is definitely does in the last few. Knocks out a few with the chunks of ice, just slamming into the back of their heads, and they keel over.
It's cold bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
I love it.
They get cold cocked.
Yep.
And yeah, Alsana will just take a step back so she's not in direct view, and
We crouch down behind the crenellations because the guards are behind us too.
you know, yeah, fair. Yeah, she'll kind of go there, taking cover. Yeah, up against the wall in the corner, and that'll be your turn for now.
Okay, Kane.
Kane is going to maintain where he's standing, and remind me, held action can technically be changed as long as it's using the same trigger, right? I think the only time you can't is when it's a spell.
Not that I recall, but then I don't remember if there is a specific
That's the thing.
rule
It might
for
be a
that.
mercy rule I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you have to have that specific action and specific trigger.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have Kane basically step to here, step past the guards. He doesn't immediately see anyone coming through the doorway across the bridge, right?
There's movement and shadows, and basically the next turn, somebody's gonna come through.
From above on the map or below?
From the door.
Okay. Yep, so in that case, Kane will take one more step forward because I have movement for it. And he will hold a booming blade attack
Alright.
for something to get within range.
Yep. As something very much does. As another group of mostly Nightingales, though this time you see actually this is a mixed group. Both Nightingale and it seems Umbarian guards are present in this particular mass. It seems to be whoever happened to be nearby and was on call when they heard the horn. So, these come up there, and I'll say that, yeah, they have just enough movement, because that's only 20 feet, to get up to you
Yep.
and surround you with spears as the nightingales cry out, "These are imposters! We know them!" And the others respond, seeing the waste you've already laid. Some of them, the nightingales are attacking with the points of the spears. The others are attacking pretty much with the butts of them. But they get 2 attacks on you. The 9 does not
Kane would
hit.
technically his attack first, though, wouldn't he?
Yes, you do.
Alright. So there's... Oh, fantastic!
All right.
Because that was a booming blade!
Yes, it was.
So that's... Oh, that was a terrible roll. Extra 2d8 damage on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's extra 5.
So 12
Plus,
and
on top of that, just for flavor's sake, because I might as well, I'm going to have a distracting attack with the extra d10 because it was a crit.
all right. Next attack roll by an attacker other than you has advantage. All right. They still get those 2 attacks. Only one of which connects.
Yep. Well, what was the roll on that one? Sorry. 23.
23
Half
to hit,
down.
23 damage. Half down. Yep. All right. As your blade connects at the same time as they thrust out with their spears, and there is a boom that ripples through the group. Several are thrown back. A few more are holding on enough to actually stab into you. Calder, I believe it's your turn.
Oh, this is everything I wanted. We need at least one fight like this.
Sword out, non-lethal, and complaining about how untrained the nightingales are. Okay.
Makes sense.
Hit and miss, as the armor and shield shrug off that second blow. However, the 13 plus 12, 25. I can't math right now. 25 damage, as basically hit one of those thresholds where it would have tipped over and changed matters. They are now down to 1 attack per turn.
Sweet. Oh, fun fact. That first attack from Calder technically should have been advantage.
Yes. Roll a d20 to fish for a crit. Alright. Not a crit, but still good.
Yep.
One away from the opposite, but
Alright. Okay. Of note, Ilaris currently does not look like Ilaris. He looks like a male version of Aurora, I believe. Okay.
But he never said a name, she just said the sir.
Yes. I just assumed that you were pointing the dialogue at Ilaris, trying to bank on mirror Ilaris' appearance or something.
I think it's just meant to be generally confusing at this point.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, for the sake of it, guys, you are not getting away with "No, I'm the real one."
Oh yeah, this is pure flavor. It's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
This is plausible deniability we're going for.
There is none. They have trained their guards to specifically not fall for it.
But if we kill all of their guards and not the Ambarion guards,
Oh my fucking god.
Then we've killed a bunch of guards in front of them.
plausible deniability.
Alright, at the start of the round, several of the guards at the back of this group break off and run back into the tower.
They're getting me.
Nightingales or Umbarian?
Umbarion mostly, though a nightingale or 2 splits off with them. And you hear the horn at the front of the bridge being blown again, though the 2 guards up there don't seem to be eagerly joining the fray. However, Ilaris, you hear one of them behind you, "Right, you with the crossbow, your hands up, put your weapon down!" And if you glance
Yeah,
back, you see him kind of pointing his own crossbow at you.
Shakily.
Not shakily, firmly, but yeah. You're
say
probably not intimidated facing down what you have. So,
Okay.
Ilaris, what do you want to do?
There's someone staring me down with a crossbow, trying to go crossbow, beat crossbow.
I love this so much.
All right,
Well, no.
all right.
The one
I
doing
wanna
that is
aim-
one of the Umbarian guards at the front of the gate, the one that you lied your way
Yeah,
past.
he's the weenie off screen. Maybe go for the crowd.
Yeah, do what you want. It's fine.
Do as you will. I just wanted that information to be clear.
What's his AC? The poor
Who
bastard.
cares? Shut up. Who cares?
I'm gonna use one of the shots there. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna pivot because he's behind me, right?
Yes, there are two guards behind you, one with the horn, one with the crossbow.
I'm gonna pivot, and I'm going to aim for the wrist that is holding the crossbow. No, I'm not
All
even
right.
gonna look. I'm just gonna one-handed behind the back. Just for flavor, though. Just for
Yeah,
flavor.
just for flavor. Yep, no. Regardless, this is only possible because you are a sharpshooter.
Mhm.
A 15 does not hit his armor class. However, it does whiz very close and kind of pings off the shoulder of his armor.
Don't. And I'm just gonna shoot forward once more. Can I
Alright.
use that as an intimidation? Just like
Um,
have it barely whiz by him.
In all
Just
honesty,
don't.
at that point, he
Don't.
probably pulls the trigger on his own.
Yeah, we're committing crimes here. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, 1d20 plus he probably only has like a bare 3 or so to his shot. Does an 18
hits.
hit your armor class?
That's
Okay.
generous.
I'm gonna no sell it.
Alright, I believe
That's resistant
it's...
value, right?
Yeah, I'm resistant.
What kind of crossbow is it? Light?
Yeah, it's a
1d8,
pretty
right?
ordinary one. I think it's a 1d8 plus
1d8 for
1.
light. Yep.
6 points of damage.
Add the 3.
Halved.
I'm gonna no sell it.
So just ping! And you take it in the back of your shoulder, kind of grunt a little bit, but reset and...
I'm just gonna look at him.
Alright, go ahead and roll an incidental intimidation check. You glare over your shoulder, and you see him actually take a couple of steps back, but he is reloading. For time being. However, you have another shot.
Son, don't make me do this.
Oh, you won't live to regret this.
he actually starts to laugh a bit. He's gonna turn around.
I love this point. He's on a 720 no scope. I love it.
Yeah, he's gonna turn around. Calda and Kane can handle that for a round, right?
Up to you. Do what you want.
Yeah, he's just gonna one shot right to the shoulder.
Of that same
Does
damage.
27 hit?
Are you still aiming for the one guy you missed
Yeah.
a moment ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 27 definitely hits, and as he reloads, he looks up, and you see his eyes go wide just as you pull the trigger, and it through his shoulder. Like, it is hanging there, and he just shouts out and drops the crossbow, unable to hold it with numb fingers. Yep, you see him stagger out of the way and into cover behind one of the pillars at the end of the bridge.
To the other guy holding the horn. Well,
One more intimidation check on that guy. At advantage.
yeah. I just. Oh man,
That's a shame.
that's a 3.
You see the guy holding the horn stare at you with wide eyes, take a deep breath, and set the horn to his lips to blow it again. I believe that's it for your turn, unless you have a bonus action or want to move anywhere.
He is going to. Yeah, he's just gonna start running. He's just gonna start running towards Kane and Calda.
Alright, make your movement. In the meantime, Alsana, your passive perception is hearing more movement underneath, and they're starting to head towards the stairs from the sounds of it.
Okay.
All things considered, very bad.
I would sometimes appreciate these things before I get to my turn. Little heads up like these that might change completely what I'm doing.
I'm giving you the heads up 2 turns before it actually happens.
We got a horde fight going. Let's go.
Yeah, well, this happens in 6 seconds anyway, so what's your first reaction?
We're Age of Ultroning right now.
Yep. Does it make you Hawkeye?
Yes.
Can I be Thor, or is that Calda?
That's
Calda's
Calda.
Thor.
Okay.
You're more Captain America.
Yeah, I do.
You killed people with a
No, no, no,
shield,
no.
so
Yeah, here's
that
the
makes
thing.
you Captain America.
I commit shield murder, therefore Captain America.
He's like a lamer Bucky.
Oh, come on, man.
To be fair, it's hard to be
Winter
cooler than
Soldier's
Bucky.
actually cool and
That's why I said
Yeah.
Kane's
No,
lamer.
I'll take that because
It's
it's
like
hard.
a
It's hard to
late
be cooler than
version of
Bucky. Anyways, Devin, what's your turn?
It's fucking Conrad. Stop, please. I'm going to go ahead and throw another ice knife at the back of the group again.
Okay. 15 does not hit, however, there is still the ice explosion, as the knife kind of whizzes into a gap in the ranks that opens up momentarily. However, then it detonates as it impacts the stones on the ground. We are going to do a quick disadvantage dexterity saving throw. One moment. Yep, they definitely take the 5 cold damage as it shatters and encases a few ankles in ice, and you see a little bit of hopping in the center of the squad as soldiers start to swear and try to knock ice off of their boots.
I'll take it.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Kane.
Kane takes bonus action, swaps to the Flame Tongue Longsword, and goes ham. So, uno, dos,
Hit, miss.
and he will then go 1, 2, 3, and just for flavor, swing at the ones who've been able to enjoy the separation from Kane. Damn it.
As
This is a good weapon,
unfortunately,
I swear.
you've thinned the crowd by now enough that the sweeping swings you've been employing up until this point are actually finding more gaps than actual enemy combatants. It's like you're swinging into the spaces where people have fallen an instant after your last swing.
Yep, and he just kind of grunts like,
Yep.
Fucking, of course in the mirror world I can't aim for shit.
Though
And,
they are very few that still look standing and fighting fit.
He just smiles up and it's like, you guys should have stood down earlier. That's it.
Okay. Alright. On this turn, Alsana, those noises you heard coming up the stairs reach a crescendo of booted feet and clanking armor as they emerge in a stream out into the courtyard, see you, and immediately start circling around. They all had crossbows out instead of spears. And they seem almost surprised to see a target right there. Several of them at the front actually see their movements stutter for a moment, but before they're pressed forward out by those behind them. They circle around, and they all take aim at you. Disadvantage, because of the cloak. Oh,
Two
it
turns.
was actually... I forgot about that. It's
Two turns ahead of time, huh?
Technically it was 2 turns, not 2 rounds.
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have you misinterpret that. I did mean 2 turns.
Hey, but we told you but she told you that they had bows in advance this time.
Alright. It is technically a dexterity saving throw, however, I'm going to give you advantage on it to make up for their disadvantage for the cloak. Just
Alright.
for the sake of this, and also because they weren't expecting to see you.
Nope.
Alright, unfortunately, yeah, about 27 piercing damage worth rings you through the
Oh,
cloak.
can it be 26?
For their second attack.
I'm going to go. Yeah.
Actually, it's crossbows. I'm going to say that they all let loose with their crossbow bolts at that same time and are going to take a little bit of time to reload because they are.
Damage, I hope so.
Yeah, because they're
they
at the
can't all be
size where they
crossbow.
can't be firing in rounds as well necessarily. At least not in this group, in this
Also,
size.
anyone
group.
without the crossbow expert feat has to
Yeah,
follow
that's what she's
the
saying.
thing.
Yes,
So,
however, I did not account for that in these sheets, so
right.
they have multi-attack.
Welcome to nothing but spite from the thing with the skeletons.
These sheets are they are experimental. If you remember the last time with the zombies, I actually took into account the crossbow critique that you guys gave me last time, or the range technique, which is why it's a saving throw instead of an aimed attack.
Yep,
If it
makes
needs
sense.
further tweaking, then I may do so, but that is for the future.
Oh yeah.
We're
We're
playing.
just very high stress, so we pick things apart.
Yes. All right, Calda.
Yeah, chaos is fun, guys.
What would
I'm
you like
loving
to
this,
do?
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm glad you are.
I would like to sob. Call them like attack.
Look, I'm playing a fighter. This is finally what I've been
Alright.
built to do.
14 does not hit, but the 16 does as you cut your way through the remaining knees that are unscathed.
Say goodbye to your kneecaps, buddy.
The bridge is currently clear. There is one guy at the back who is at the end of your turn, start of the round, basically blows the horn one last time as you enter the tower. All right. The horn is at the other end of the bridge. Yeah,
That's a lot-
yeah,
that's my
way
side.
down the other way, where you came from.
I'm going to start running forward,
Okay.
and since I have a range of fuck,
I still love that phrase.
yeah. So like right around here.
Mhm.
Around here, and since I have a range, I'm just gonna try and shoot the horn out of the guy's hand.
Honestly, fair.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. Go for it.
Shut up, man.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Honestly, that makes sense.
No,
Most
do
horns
it.
are the
that,
Yeah.
size of a
wasn't,
torso.
that wasn't meant to be an
Yep.
advantage.
The first
That was a
roll
natural one.
is a
Yeah.
ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, that first
thought of it?
shot. That first shot actually goes pew over the side of the bridge into the chasm. However, the second one, the 24, definitely shatters the horn, and it goes from a boo to nothing. And then you hear a little scream from the other end. And if you glance back, you see the other guy diving for cover on the other side, expecting more bolts to follow. Anything else on your turn?
Just not pleased and still going.
Okay,
Still,
Alsana.
moving with the group. Swan dive, we'll catch you.
Yeah, sure. Alsana is going to cast a moonbeam on these guys.
Oh my god.
Okay. Go
I don't
for
think you can non-lethal that.
it. You can give them a terrible moon burn.
As a broom. It's fine though.
Radius 40. I assume it's just centered on the whole group.
No. Where did you say the door was?
Over here.
Alright. Like this then. It hits them no matter.
Okay.
I could hit the corner, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Alright. So at the start of their turn, they need to make a save.
Yep, Alsana will proceed to broom down to here.
Okay.
I'm actually behind Golda. That'll be my turn.
Alright, Kane. Kane?
Ah, shit, sorry, I was muted.
Ken.
Hello. How far away technically is the guard up above me?
They're like, it's a 20-foot high wall,
20 foot? And they
Yeah.
can see me?
plus a bit of crenellation. They are not crowded up on the edge, actually, and you are close enough to the gate that they would actually have to look over the crenellations. They are currently a bit further back.
Well, I
So you
jump
don't
up
have a
there.
direct line of sight on each other, no.
Okay. Sweet. Kane is going to first take the dodge action, and then basically encourage everyone to go inside ahead of him. He'll cover the back while Calden and Lars cover the front. And yeah, he'll just end his turn with that.
Alright.
He's just
There's a
reloading with
con.
the shield ready to deflect arrows.
Yep, there is a con save to be made,
Yep.
as they take 15 radiant damage.
Oh,
You hear a sizzle
here.
above you and a curse.
They can take extra
Bonus
1d10.
damage.
Alright, another 7.
God, the harvest scythe.
Alright,
The 10 is
and
for Reaper.
with that, you do see them move and kind of. The token doesn't express it, but they're more or less lined up along this front edge,
come on.
peering over. Just a second here. This is for the sake of the volleys. Alright.
Ken's just looking them in the eyes and waiting.
I am going to go ahead and alter one thing on the crossbows because it was quite a bit of damage on there for being something that goes in volleys, though to be honest the spears do a similar amount. You know what, I'm going to bump it down.
Spears don't have a loading property.
Yeah. I'm going to bump it down to express the fact that they are firing these in volleys, basically in like half of them are firing and then the other half fire in order to set up the reload property.
Okay.
I'm going to bump it down to a
5d8,
3d8. I'm going to do a 3d8 just
Okay,
for time
yeah.
being, because
Round
it
up.
is a crossbow.
Yep.
Alright. Now, frankly, they are still targeting people instead of area of effect, so out of the targets there, they're going to take aim at Alaris, who's a bit further back and easier to aim at, and Kane, for the same reason. Calda is a little too tucked in, Alsana is just a bit harder to aim at as well.
Yep. And Kane
So-
technically has advantage because dodge action.
So, Alaris, dexterity saving throw for not very much damage.
Bam.
And then Kane, advantage dex save for 15.
Right.
That's with the
Dex
plus
save.
5 from Calda.
Oh man, I
doesn't
failed
matter
that, but I still only take like 4 damage.
Okay,
Is it halved on? Yeah, half on success. Okay.
yes.
So what's quarter of 15?
Half of 15 for you would be 7, half of 7 would be 3.
Okay.
With that, they are actually going to move around the spell and into the tower, and you can hear them coming down the spiral staircase on this side. Let's see, that was the movement 10. Yeah, they'd be right about there. Kind of at the top of the stairs, but heading downwards. Calder, you hear them coming. The stairs would bottom out and open. You can see an archway about there inside the tower. Let me go ahead and give you a little arch. That is the entrance to the stairs on the inside. They'll be here and around.
And Ken will just basically announce to everyone, I'm rear guard. If you guys need to move in, I'll take behind. Yeah, it's all player turns until Asana.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Alsana's willing.
Yep. Alsana, Ilaris. Honestly, all of you get a turn before they show up, so everybody do their one thing, their movement, their action,
Yep.
their
All in one.
thing all at once.
Guess we're rushing until we run into them. Right?
You could actually run past them. The castle kind of corridors continue on in this direction, roughly. You don't have to sidetrack, but you could.
So we are going to book it. Yeah.
Alright.
Dash. Full dash. Double dash.
Okay then. So you dash in as fully as you can. Pretty much edge of the map or beyond.
Yep.
By the time they reach the bottom of the stairs, you are well away. Though you can hear them shouting behind to spread the word. Sound the alarm, spread out, find them. They're
Bloody
in here
jihad
somewhere.
started.
However, with that, we are out of combat, as you have evaded them for time being. However, you know that this is a castle on alert now. and you're not entirely sure where you're going aside from that one bit of direction you were given early on by the one guard.
I'm gonna be honest, put that on Osana. That's almost more damage than I've taken. Yeah, give that to
Mhm.
Osana. Can Kane have done one bonus action just to put on the mask?
Okay, I'll allow it.
Swap off hat, put on mask.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're good to end there because I doubt we're gonna get very much further.
Probably not. All right. So, as you guys rush into the castle, unfamiliar terrain, hoping to find your way, we're going to leave off there and pick up on it next time.
All right.
Alright.
Until next time.
Until next time.